Alright, hello, welcome, and this is going to be a video discussing the past 6 months of FOAMSTARS in each season. So, of course, the first season that was included in the game was, of course, Starry Pop, and introduced Melty, the CEO of an ice cream company, and her lock-on mechanic, which fires ice cream cones. Yes, it's adorable. Probably the foam is delicious, because, I mean, all foam is edible, right? And, of course, included Ranked Party, Tribe Vibe, and Lone Star. So those are the ranked modes that were introduced into the game in their most primitive forms. The extreme parties that were included were, of course, Invisible Party, which allowed you to walk around completely invisible, unbeknownst to your enemies, but your enemies were also invisible to you. So you had to go around and try and find most of the enemy team, and once you found them, basically you just go straight at them and chill them. That was really the point of the game. It took place on the Rubber Duck Party maps, which were probably a mistake, but at the same time, well, they were still working out the kinks. It was the first Extreme Party, kind of some slack. The second one was, of course, the Melty Party, and that one included all 4 Melties on a team. So that means 8 Melties, and the pain of having 12 cones come at you all at once was kind of scary in itself. But no one was coordinated back then, so luckily you probably only had 6 at one given time. So then Season 2. Season 2 brought improvements to, of course, the Ranked and Lone Star and Tribe vibe by giving you extra RP that allowed you to gain extra RP while participating, but still had the drawback where every single numbered rank, 3, 2, and 1, would include rank up matches that you had to win, 5 matches for a matching, and 3 for rank ups, that made ranks a bit of a slog, to be honest, and unfortunately made numbers in such the fact that in Season 1 I missed out on Gold 2 by 4 RP. Yes, that is right. That hurt my soul, actually. And of course, introduced Quaff Guy, the debt collector, running man, person, and the leader of the Fridays, surprisingly. Has gigantic afros that they shoot out that burst but don't leave foam behind unless they hit the ground. Has a bunch of stuns. The L1 is a stun on hit and also a stun on the dive. And of course can summon his trusty companion, Champ, that he can jump on to get more ammo. So he's an all-around decent character, and actually took some decent skill to aim with. So of course, what were the extreme parties this time? There were the 1v1 extreme party, which you faced off with you as one person against another player, and of course the Quaff Guy party. And of course, that means all characters were Quaffs. But that wouldn't stay the same for long, and we'll soon discuss that. So of course, like I said, Season 3 came about, and that came some major changes in the game. Not just Chloe Noir being introduced into the game, who is a medium-range spear character, which I've never heard spear in the form of a sniper character, but we'll leave it at that. She also has a long-range ball that she's able to shoot. She's a phantom thief, and she's tall. So there's that. The introductions in this season were, of course, the Bubble Gems, or excuse me, not the Bubble Gems, the Skill Gems. And as you see at the bottom of the screen, where Chloe's portrait is on the bottom right, there are 2 locked options. Those locked options are, of course, the Skill Gems. One was introduced in Season number 3, and the other was introduced in Season number 6. I'm waiting for the third one in Season number 9. Just hit me up with it. So, of course, that also means that there were extreme parties. What were the extreme parties? The first one was, of course, the Penguin Penguin Party. Now, what does this mean? That means Penguin had her toboggan bomb basically on 0 cooldown. You could use it basically at any point you wanted. As, of course, it is a slider that slides over the ground, creates a path of foam, and stuns. Suffice to say, on the HBS maps, it was quite the menace to deal with. So yeah, it was fun, just to be honest. And of course, there was Chloe Party. But there was one big issue with the Chloe Party. It lagged PS4s so much that it seemed like Chloe was just extremely broken for some reason and made the game run at like maybe 10 to 15 FPS on PS4s. But oh boy, the game would soon have revenge in Season 5, but we'll get to that. So, of course, like I said, those were the 2 parties. And Ranked and Tribe Vibe did change to the fact that you only really needed to do a single rank up once you reach the top of each rank, and of course the RP was adjusted. So cool. Ranked and Tribe Vibe are now in their purest forms. Season number 4 came out. There was no character. But there was 3 singular maps that came out for each game mode. The first was, of course, Minami On, which is the longest map in the entire game and is on Smash the Star. What a combo. The second was, of course, Sing Swing Circus. And they said, longest map in the game, why not make the shortest? And Sing Swing Circus was introduced in Rubber Duck Party. And then finally, Ghoulish Graveyard, which is probably the most balanced of the 3, was introduced in Happy Batch Survival. And it had a Halloween theme in May. Yes, I don't know what's wrong with the films. Or in April. I believe it's May. May, sure, whatever. I don't remember my months. But yes, it was introduced in May with the Halloween theme. So that's cool. What were the extreme parties? The 2 extreme parties that were introduced were, of course, the Quaff Dive party, which, of course, you can surmise Quaff Dive, but with decreased cooldowns, and the fact that everything had huge amounts of knockback, and an exclusive map, but isn't featured anymore because for some reason they don't want to use it as a Smash the Star map or a Happy Bat Survival map. It'd be perfect for HBS. Anywho, that was the first one. The second one was, of course, the one-shot party. And the one-shot party rotated between having Soa, Penny, Tonix, or Jet Justice, any of those 4 characters, randomly assigned to you, increased foam increase, which if you shot the grounds with the Penny Gwyn's Penguin Squad, it basically rose you to the top of the map. And also had a unique FOV. I have a video of that in the description. And suffice to say, I had the most fun with that one. I know a lot of people didn't really like it because, again, you got one shot, you got chilled, and most people would just wait around until the storm came in because it was just an elongated Smash Star map or a match. But in general, I thought it was fun. I mean, increased foam resistance, and definitely the FOV needs to come into the game. Please, FOAMSTARS, give it to me. And Season 5 then came out, and Season 5 was basically the apocalypse of the game. Ramsey came out, and my goodness, were they a threat. They had huge amounts of damage, huge amounts of foaming, was basically a Soa main's best friend, and let's just say for the fact that, yeah, they were extremely broken. So it didn't ruin the season for me, but for most, it basically ruined the season and caused people to take a break from the game because Ramsey was just that oppressive. The Lone Star and Tribe Vibe, I believe, did not get a change that season, and of course included 2 extreme parties. The 2 extreme parties were, of course, overlap okay, which means you can have 4 characters on the same team, but that was just a precursor to another feature that was added later. And of course, the Skill Swap party, which I think is the best party that has ever been introduced into the game. Basically, any foam star with their 2 abilities right here would be randomized, or excuse me, all 3 of these abilities would be randomized. So any character could get any other character's moveset. Besides Ramsey's Dream, which of course is a move that changes the character into Dark Ramsey. Of course, Ramsey's the only one that can really use it, so unfortunately it was not included in the pool. Fun fact. So, in general, Season 5 was sort of an improvement. It had, game mode. It had, not a game mode, but it had a different character, and of course it had 2 extreme parties, which was the norm going up to Season 6. And oh boy, Tropical Jackpot, you definitely did something, I will say for the least. Do you see that 12th slot at the bottom right? That's right, Season 6 does not have a character, but it included a new game mode called Jackpot Scramble, which allows you to go around and grab coins and coin piles to get a victory bottle and win the game. It is a good game mode, don't get me wrong. Unfortunately, it's only limited to weekends, and it has hurt the FOAMSTARS competitive game mode, of course, being Tribe Vibe. Suffice to say, there was only less than 300 people that made Tribe Vibe Party Legend last season because Jackpot Scramble took place on weekends. So people were struggling to find Tribe Vibe games because of the fact that everyone was too busy playing Jackpot Scramble. Or Burnout. Could be a combo of the 2. And, did you say extreme parties? Yeah, those don't exist anymore. Nope. There are no extreme parties this season except just Jackpot every weekend. So, more hands-off approach this season. That's quite the shame, to be perfectly honest. But hey, at least every season's had a Friday, right? And this Friday was, of course, for Bubble when Bubble will be introduced in season number 7, which, I mean, we sort of heard the name, I believe was Soulful House. So that could have been the, what is it, the beta name for season 6. It was going out for notifications for people, so the word's out. But yeah, 6 seasons of Foam Stars. Do I think it has been a good game so far? Decently, yes. Season 1 and Season 2 were extremely fun. Season 3 was okay. Season 4 was probably one of the best seasons, even though it didn't include a character. Season 5, for most people, was considered one of the worst. I said it was kind of middling. And Season 6, I consider, even though we have Jackpot Scramble, one of the worst seasons in Foam Stars history. I'm sorry, I'm just saying it right here. I think it's the worst one out of every single season. So, do I hope that crossplay will be introduced later on in the month to make it better? Maybe, and come out in September or October. I'd be okay with October, but we haven't heard anything. Toy Logic is also doing marketing for another mobile game, I think it is, so their priorities are split. So, in general, I have faith this game will stay, but unfortunately, at the moment, it's sort of at its lowest point. So again, if you did enjoy this video, you can of course leave a like, comment, subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys later.